everybody. We're nearly there. How you doing? Looking forward to seeing you. Oh, can I be on it today? No, Dorothy, no. Oh, what's going in the tea then? Oh, that's a nice cup. No, don't take that, Dorothy. Dorothy, no, oh, hello, everybody. Can I be on it this time? No, Dorothy, no, you can't be on it this time. Oh, can I take that cup then? I just need a cuppa. No, you can't take that cup. That's a cupbearer's cup. No, Dorothy, bring it back. Oh, I've gone. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, Susan Mitchell, where are you? It's time to go live. Woo! It's time to go live. Right, okay, here we go. We're live. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Looks like we've got 2 people looking at us at the moment, but you never know. There might be more. So maybe people don't know we're on. So let's say hello to everybody. Hello, everyone! Exclamation mark. Is it the good weather? Do you think the good weather? Everyone's gone out in the good weather, Sue. Let's just move the microphone. Squeaky, squeaky, squeak. There we go. Well, here we are. It's another day. Oh, Daniel Cole said hello. Lovely. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Children aren't there yet, but Daniel is.
That's great. So, can you turn the sound down? I always ask you to turn the sound down over there. Good. So, how did you get on with your craft last time? Okay. Have any of you made your wonderful Joseph prisons here yet? Well, we've got some things this week to make, and I made one earlier. Look at that. That's a trophy cabinet, isn't it? Fantastic. Looks good to me. Yep. Well, we'll be doing that in a little while. And this time we've got a recap of the story. Story recap with questions afterwards. So you'll be seeing snippets from all the stories we've done so far. Won't we, Sheepy? Yep. Okay, that's good. And then we'll be doing a quiz. Yeah, doing a quiz. Sue's done a little bit of landscape art, just a tiny bit. So that's good.
Should we say
what?
What they need for the craft so they can get it?
Oh yes.
Earlier.
What you need for the craft is you'll need some silver foil. That's the same thing, isn't it? You need some silver foil ready. Okay. Some scissors. Maybe a big thick pen like that. Definitely your finger, little pinky. Because we'll be making some of those later. Okay. That's great. So I think it's time to do the Toast Club song. Toast Club song. Toast Club song. Yeah. Are you ready? Okay, let's move over to Sue.
I'm here.
Are you standing in the right place?
With all the craft in the background.
Okay, that's good. Okay, is everybody ready? Is everybody standing up at home ready to do the Toast Club song? Because here it comes.
Toast. It sounds fun and yummy to me. 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 Toast is a treat, hey come and see. Toast is a treat, hey come and see. Don't miss this opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity. Amazing fun, sensational time. Amazing fun, sensational time. At Toast Club we'll do just fine. At Toast Club we'll do just fine. Toast. It sounds fun and yummy to me. Toast. It sounds fun and yummy to me. Join the trail, just one way. Join the trail, just one way. Follow the arrow, here today. Follow the arrow, here today. Stay close, come on. Follow the guide. Stay close, come on. Follow the guide. We'll find God's treasure side by side. We'll find God's treasure side by side. Toast. It sounds fun and yummy to me. Toast. It sounds fun and yummy to me. Toast. Toast. Yeah.
For name, it's decided it really wants to get in on our
I think we've got to turn the microphone up, but I have now. So.
Oh, hello Heather. Good to see you.
Lovely, yes. Well, it's nice to be back,
again.
isn't it?
It is.
It is nice to be back, yes. And the sun is out, and so's everybody, I think. They've all gone. They've all gone out.
Oh,
Disappeared.
Maybe they'll be able to catch up with us later.
Yeah. Well, the badges are on their way, and that's a good thing, because I've been designing badges.
Oh, have you?
Yes. Haven't finished them yet, but I've been
But
designing
do
badges.
remember to let us know that you're watching, so that we make sure you get one of our Toast in Lockdown badges.
Toast in lockdown badges, yes. I think you're putting chains on them, you know.
It'd be
that'd
very
good.
valuable.
Yeah. Now, we must point out that you must be watching with your parents now, okay? With your parents. And I've just remembered, I've forgotten to do Where's Dorothy?
Where's Dorothy?
Oh, no, I forgot to put it up.
Where's she gone?
Well, no. We've got two people who've helped us to do the Where's Dorothy theme tune. Yes, and it's Chloe and Jacob. Thank you very much for that. Now, put your voices in, but I forgot to put it on this bit. So, after our 15-minute break, I'll pop them on and we'll do a Where's Dorothy. Because Dorothy hasn't really been anywhere this week. No, she's just been around here. She's been walking around with golden cups. After that cupbearer's story last week. Yeah. But that's more about that when we have the Pharaoh story next week.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, look forward to that. Sue.
Yes.
Now, we've got craft today, haven't we?
We have.
And we've got the Bible story.
Yes.
Have we got
Bible
anything
story.
else? No, we haven't got anything else.
Well, we've got a little chat just before we break up.
We do.
Thinking about the Joseph story, but I think we need the story first.
You want to do the story?
But probably, have we asked how everybody is and how they're doing?
Well, yeah, okay, yes. Heather's brought us lots of coffee again, as usual.
Thank you, Heather.
So how are you getting on? How's lockdown-itis getting to you? Or are you okay?
Or have you gone back to school?
Anyone out there gone back to school?
Give
Give us a wave if you've gone back to school. Okay, just use the emoji on the chat. Just give us a wave, or you might want to send us a little text on 077 128 77444. Yeah, you might want to do that, or you might want to send us it on an email. There we are, and you can do that here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're doing. Show us any artwork you've done, particularly if you've done any land art, because I still can't resist going for a walk without doing land art.
Oh, look, we got one little wave from the Coles. Woo! Hello to you too. Right. Okay. So I think we need to move on. So I hope you've got your thinking caps on. I've got mine on all the way. This has come all the way.
Oh.
From where? Where do you think it's come from? Getting in closer.
Wild
It arrived.
Kiwi.
Wild kiwi. And it's got some, is that Maori?
Where does kiwi come from?
Design.
Maori art. Ooh.
Maori art. Ooh. So instead this week of saying, Where's Dorothy? It's, Where's Alistair's cap come from? Okay, who's going to be the first one to suss out where my hat has come from? Okay, I think it's time for the story.
Okay, that's really exciting.
Yep, and as so it's a recap. Okay, so you're getting lots of characters. So enjoy the story. Here we go. The Joseph Story. The adventures so far. It was a few years ago now. Thinking back, I should have said something. But we've lost one. We're no longer together as a family, all of us brothers. And one brother less. We started with Reuben, one of the brothers of Joseph. He was feeling really down. because Joseph had another dream. He had a dream about the sun, the moon and 11 stars bowing down to him. Do you know, this time, Father scolded him. He said, well, what do you think? You think your mother and your brothers and me are going to bow down to you? Now stop this.
Everyone was getting fed up with Joseph, and the brothers had made a plan.
Let's kill him and throw him down a well. Yeah, see what his dreams come to then. But Reuben, I said, no, don't do that. Don't kill him. That's not good. Throw him down a well, but don't kill him.
And so, when a travelling band of Ishmaelites, slave traders, came by, they sold Joseph to them, and he went off on the way to Egypt.
Well, when I came back, and I looked down the well, my brother wasn't there. I ripped my clothes, because we do things like that, in despair. And I said, where is he? And they told me. Well, then there was all this talk about what we're going to do when Joseph doesn't go back with us. So they killed a goat and they put its blood on that lovely, beautiful coat of Joseph's. And they took that back to my father.
Meanwhile, Joseph arrives in Egypt and is taken as a slave into Potiphar's household.
And after a little while, I noticed that he was very good in what he did. He took time to do the job properly, not time to do the job very easily.
And so Potiphar put him in charge of his whole household.
My household seemed to be blessed. The food in my fields seemed to be blessed. I was truly blessed by this young man's service. I handed everything over to him. I didn't have to concern myself with anything.
Until one day when Potiphar's wife took a fancy to Joseph.
What has happened? I cried. Are you all right? She said, that Hebrew slave, the one that you brought here. I immediately thought, oh dear, because every now and again she'd have a moan about him not doing the things that she wanted him to do, saying that he was too busy doing the things for me that I wanted him to do. And I said there were plenty of other slaves for her to choose from, but she said it wasn't the same. She always said that the other slaves didn't have the good looks to cheer her up like Joseph. And with his fine physique and strength, he could do things much better than the other slaves. She does notice the little things like that. But I digress. That Hebrew slave you brought here, she said, came into my room and insulted me. But then I screamed and he ran outside, leaving his robe beside me.
Well, that was it for Joseph. He was slung into prison and forgotten about. Potiphar was mad. How could Joseph have done such a thing? But of course, Joseph had done no such type of thing.
I'm the warden in charge of the prisoners, right? It's not any old prison, you know. It's the king's prison. Yeah, special like, right? Anyway, one day, we get this young lad in, you see? Yeah. He'd been up to no good with someone's wife. Yeah, Potiphar's wife. That's right, yeah.
Yet, in prison, God favoured Joseph.
I put him in charge of the whole prison. Yes, I did.
And so all went well for Joseph. He enjoyed helping in the prison. And then, one day, the chief baker and the chief cupbearer were thrown in.
And when Joseph found them the next day, they were looking really down and really sad. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything sadder than being an official in the Pharaoh's court and then being thrown into jail, actually. Anyway, they were feeling more down than usual, I suppose. Joseph asked them why, and they said they'd both had dreams. And they knew that they meant something, but there was nobody around to interpret them. Well, Joseph said the interpretations, the understanding of the dreams, belonged to God. And if they told him what their dreams were, he'd pray to God and tell them what they meant.
And so in telling them the dreams, Joseph hoped that his story would come before Pharaoh, and Pharaoh would grant him his freedom. But the cupbearer forgot all about Joseph.
He didn't know what it meant. And then I had a dream where a vine grew. There were 3 branches that the grapes grew out on. And I thought, and I took hold of the grapes. Then I squashed them into the goblet. Pharaoh, yes, yeah. I hadn't got a clue what it meant. I'd not got a clue. No.
On being restored as chief cupbearer to Pharaoh, he forgot all about the interpretation of the dream and Joseph's plea to speak for him to Pharaoh, until he remembered it one night when Pharaoh was having dreams himself. 2 years later.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh dear. Oh, he hasn't been sleeping well these days, old Pharaoh. No, he's been having these dreams. Yes, very disturbing dreams. And nobody can interpret them for him. No, I mean, there's nobody in the kingdom that can help Pharaoh and interpret these crazy dreams. Oh, just a minute. There's Joseph. Oh, I've been such a fool. I could have told him about Joseph. I must tell him immediately about you. No, I better not do it in the middle of the night. He doesn't like being disturbed in the middle of the night. I'll do it first thing in the morning. Oh, Joseph, I'm so sorry. First thing in the morning. First thing in the morning.
Ooh, I wonder how many people were listening to that. Actually, it's 2 more than were at the start of the start of the story. So, we are going to have a competition now, and at home, I'd like you to go into kids and go into parents, okay? Because we're going to ask kids the kids' questions, the parents' questions. Okay?
Okay.
We are, and we're going to see who wins. Okay.
Now before, I was just thinking,
Yes.
Joseph's been stuck in jail
Yep.
for something he didn't do.
Yep.
So he's probably a bit fed up.
Yep.
And then the cupbearer forgets about him for, I think it's 2 years.
2
Isn't that
years.
2 years. Just
2
imagine,
years.
we've been in lockdown for just over 2 and a bit months.
Oh yeah.
And some people have already gone back to school.
Yeah.
And done
They have.
and got out.
Yeah.
Joseph's still in jail. How do you think he felt? He was a bit fed up.
Well, we haven't really been in jail in lockdown because we have been able to get out. At least the Prime Minister said we could go out for exercise. Thank goodness for that. I would have gone nuts, I think. But Joseph, they might have had exercise yards, of course, but he wouldn't have been able to leave the prison compound at all. So that's
I wonder
really
how
difficult.
He felt about that because he'd asked him to remember.
Yeah,
hadn't
all
he?
his freedom taken away. I mean, wait.
It's tough sometimes.
Yeah, we can't say too much in case
Oh, it's
it's
a
a
quiz.
question. It's a quiz. Yeah.
Okay, I won't say any more, but I was just thinking about it. It was a bit hard,
Yeah.
but I'm sure he was learning lots of good life lessons,
Okay. Right.
like we are.
Indeed. So, let's start off with the first question, and it's for the children. Okay. Now, don't shout it out. Why not write it down on a piece of paper? They might not be writing down on a piece of paper. No, because they might need a parent to help them. So that's difficult, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, maybe you can shout it out, and maybe your parents take note of the answer. Okay. No help, parents. This is just for the children. So, what was the brother's name? The brother that was telling that part of the story right at the beginning. What was his name? Okay. Came up in the title. What was his name, children? Can you remember what his name was? Was it Patrick? Was it Barnabas? Was it... No, it wasn't any of those. Okay, so what was it? All right. Okay. Now, parents. A little bit more harder for you. What did... Oh, I nearly said his name. What did that brother who was telling the story do when he came back and he found out that the other brothers had sold off Joseph to slavery in Egypt with those Ishmaelites. What did he do? He did something. What did he do? Children, do you know? Do you know, children? Parents, what do you think? What do you think? Okay, moving on. Okay, going back a bit, and if you can remember the story from last time, why were the brothers upset with Joseph? Okay, and the father as well, because it was the father's bit we heard about, wasn't it? In this compilation of stories. Why were they fed up with Joseph?
Can I ask a question?
What do you think? You can ask the next one.
Good. So that's the parents.
So it's parents now.
Okay, parents. What did Potiphar put Joseph in charge of?
Was it the toilets? Was it the kitchen sink? What was it? No, I'm not going to give you the answer. Your parents, you should know if you were listening, okay? All right? Okay. So, that was the parents. And now... Okay.
Oh, that's a bit difficult.
That is a bit difficult because we've jumped there. So, children.
One of mine.
Why was Joseph thrown into prison by Potiphar? Now, that should be an interesting answer, shouldn't it, to the parents there? Let's see if your children were watching and how much they are up on things. Why was Joseph thrown into prison by Potiphar?
Okay. Interesting. And it's the last question, is it?
No, I've got one more after this, so you can. That's for the.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, well, it's a bit similar to the last one.
Well, it
okay,
is.
parents. Parents. In prison. Joseph was thrown into prison, wasn't he? What was he put in charge of?
Whilst he was in
So
prison.
he was a prisoner, but he was put in charge of something.
That's right. Was it the toilets? Was it the sinks? What was he put in charge of? I'm not going to give it away.
And I think if the parents can't get it, the children can get bonuses, can't they?
That's right, yes. Now, well, this is the bonus, okay? This is the bonus.
Have you got these ones?
Sorry. Well, we'll do those two. Go on then. You do the next one to the kids.
Okay, children. What was the land where Joseph was living when he was put in prison?
Where he was
What
living
was the
as a slave.
land called? Yes. Was it England?
Was it England?
France?
Was it the European Union? What was it?
America.
Was it the United States of America? What was it? Okay.
And final question. Have you got a final question?
And I've got a final question. Okay. So, in full, with its meaning, what to parents? Okay.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. What was the dream of the cupbearer and its meaning? Oh, now that should get them thinking, shouldn't it? Children, make sure they get this absolutely right. They've got to tell you the whole story and the meaning to it. Okay, off you go, parents. Go on, off you go.
Let's have a little discussion. Have we got any music to play while they...
It's no discussion. Well,
Hopefully they've got all
sadly,
their answers.
I've only got this. No, they can't hear you when the music's up.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we've got to go through the answers. Okay, it's time for the answers. Time for the answers.
That was very quick.
Okay.
That was great. But I want to know, if you've just arrived or you've come halfway, give us a wave, say hi, because we want to say it. So if Aidan and Teresa are here, we're waving to you, Aidan, Teresa, and if Jacob and Chloe have got there, we wave to you as well. And anyone else, and we've already said thank you to Heather for the cup of tea.
Yes, we have. Right.
If there's anyone out there, let us know.
Let us
Text
know on the
us,
chat.
so we know you're here.
Which is just, it's either there or it's there, depending how you're seeing us. Okay. Right. So, children, what was the brother's name? Did you say Reuben? If you did, a point to you.
He's the eldest brother.
Yep. Parents, what did that brother do with his clothes when he found Joseph was no longer there? Rip. He ripped his clothes, tore his clothes.
That's what they did when they were really upset.
Yep,
wasn't it,
that's
in
a
those
sign
days?
of being very upset and a bit more than that, but we won't go into it. Okay, give yourselves a point if you got it. Children, why were the brothers angry with Joseph? It's his dreams, and he was sort of showing off about his dreams, where they're all bowing down to him and what have you. They got really
and
fed
the
up.
coat, they were jealous.
And they were jealous of the coat as well. Yes, so any of those, you get just 1 point. You get a point, okay? So, adults.
Oh, yes. What did Potiphar put Joseph in charge of?
Was it the toilets?
No.
Or
Well,
was it the sink?
yes and no. He
Yeah.
put him in charge of everything in his household.
Yeah, so it was the toilets. And
He
it was
saw he was
sinks.
doing his job so well.
Yeah.
I wonder if your parents have put any of you in charge of the whole household.
Yeah, that's right.
All the jobs.
That's right. Okay. Now, what was the next one? The next one was, oh yes, children. Why was Joseph slung into prison again by Potiphar? Because of the complaint by his wife.
The lies.
And it was a lie, wasn't it? It was a lie. She was lying about Joseph. Yeah, it was. So anything along that line, give yourselves a point. Well done. Okay. And
Oh, and then in jail, what was Joseph put in charge of?
was it the toilets? Was it the sink?
Possibly. But it was everything again.
Yeah.
There was something about Joseph, the way he acted, the way he was, that people thought, this is a good guy, I'm going to put him in charge. And they did.
Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. Wow. Everybody got blessed through Joseph. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, you had that question there.
Oh,
Children, did you get the land of the king where Joseph was in?
and the answer is Egypt.
Egypt. So give yourselves a point if you got that. Right, parents. Last one, and you only get a point if you get the whole thing right. Okay? So Joseph had a dream about a vine growing. It had 3 branches. Okay? It budded, leaves grew, it budded into blossom, and the grapes grew. And he, in the dream, the grapes were picked and they were squashed into the cupbearer's cup, or the cup. And the answer of the dream, or the interpretation of the dream, was that the 3 branches represented 3 days that would pass, and then he'd be restored. And if you're really going for it, it was on Pharaoh's birthday, and Pharaoh restored his chief cupbearer to his original position. So if you got all that, well done. You only get 1 point. Okay, so I wonder who won in the families. I wonder who
You're
won.
going to tell us?
Well, let us know who won.
Yeah.
Was it children or was it parents? Now, the craft is coming up now.
Oh, that's to do with that last question, isn't
And
it?
it's to do with the last question, okay?
Very
so
exciting.
this
Can I
week,
show them? Can I?
this week, no, I will show them afterwards.
Oh.
This week, because that's a secondary bit of the craft. This week, I've been doing the craft. Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought of it, and when I went out for a walk, I came back and found I must have done the craft.
Well, you know,
Little
I just
bits
wanted to
of
get on with it.
So hopefully you've got your silver paper.
And here we go. Okay, well, here we are again to do some craft, and this time it's Alistair who's doing it. Oh, exciting. Right, so I've got a little craft area here, a little cutting board. I've got my scissors, I've got my silver foil, and I've got a bit of card. Now you can use packets if you want, other than that. So, let's see what we're making. Well, the story's been about the cupbearer last week, so I've got some silver foil here, and well, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, tell you what, I'm going to save that tube for later. Right, let's put that over there. Taking my nice new bit of silver foil, I'm just going to cut a bit off. I'm cutting other than tearing. We only need a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now, what am I going to do with that? Well, I still don't need that much. Right. Oh, nice and shiny that side. So, I'm going to put my finger in here. And I'm just going to wrap it round like this. And like that. And get it all symmetrical. Lovely. There's the cup there. And then I'm going to put my finger back in and squeeze around it and squeeze it together. I'm going to be very careful over this bit here. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. There we go. Look at that. Now that's all squeezing down to a nice sort of rounded shape. Okay, leaving the top like so. Very careful with that top. Good, that's not too bad. Now at the bottom bit here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it down onto the board equally. Look at that, straight away. On both sides. Oh, look what I've done to my poor cup. Let's sort the cup out again. Finger in there. Sort it out. My poor cup. Let's push that up a bit. Now to make it nicer, I can just cut the end so it matches a bit more. Oh, it's a wobbly cup, like Jeppy Chenet used to make wobbly cups. Now I'm just going to take the end of my scissors and apply a tiny bit of pressure, and then use that to bend that back into shape. Now, if you want a nice round base, cut away the funny shaped bits of the silver foil. Look at that. Ooh. And now you've got a cup. Now of course if you use a bit more foil you can make a slightly bigger cup. So let's try that. Now this time I'm going to use, I've got a big pen here and I'm going to wrap it around the pen. Okay. But before I do anything else, I'm going to put a smiley face on there. Why, Alistair, are you putting a smiley face on there? You may ask. I can't hear you asking it. Or did some of you ask it? Well, I'll show you. Now, I'm going to take a pen, but I don't really want a pen that... See, I don't want to press on it with too sharp a tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this, the pen top, and I'm going to push into it here. Now, this is going to be the top of my cup, so I'm going to do an eye, and an eye, and a smiley face, and then I'm going to maybe I'll put a royal seal on here. There we are. I'll put an R in there for royal. Oh, but I need to put it round the other way, so I'll make that into an A. A. You'll see why in a minute. And I'll put R on that. So it could be your initials, couldn't it? Okay, now let's take this and wrap it round. Careful, because it will be very, very slippery. Okay, we'll draw it off there. Now, you will see that on here we have got, if you be careful not to crinkle it, but there's smiley faces on there, and there's a royal seal there, and there's a royal seal there. Okay, look at that. We've made a great big cup. Now I'm just going to cut it so that it is, I can't cut it all at once, the same way round. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. There we go. And we've got there the cupbearer's royal cup. Okay, well, here we are again to do some craft, and this time it's Alistair who's doing it. Oh, exciting. Right, so there we are, and there's the cup. Right, now, okay, well, here we are again. What else did was that's interesting.
Oh, it's going round.
I don't know why that's going around. There we go.
So there, can I show them this?
Yes,
Alistair, that
show
you
them-
did?
show
You
them
got
that.
Really excited, didn't you?
Yeah, there we go. What I also made, and there'll be a video about this, is
Later
the
on.
Royal Cup Bearers shelf of special cups.
So you can make as many of these as you like, and they do actually hold water, don't they?
Well, they can hold water, yes. Yeah, well, Dorothy's got one at the moment. She's got the biggest one. Mind you, it wouldn't have fitted in here, so she hasn't brought it back yet.
So
Never
you
mind.
could, so during our break, our toast time, try and make at least one cup. Have a go, and unfortunately, I did this when I was a little girl, and now every time we had Quality Streets, I have to use the Quality Street silver paper to make little cups from, and I can't not do anything else. So you never know. This could lead to a lifelong addiction to making cups out of Quality Street.
Okay, pretend she didn't say that. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
we're coming back any moment. Well, hello. We're back again. So, how did you get on with your craft? Probably nobody did it.
Oh,
Or did you do it? I mean, it's only a bit of silver paper.
It was a really quick one. But if you've got, send us a photo of your craft. We would love to put up some of your crafts on our screen.
Yep,
and on
indeed.
our page at www.the-toast,
Absolutely. Indeed.
the-club.
Now, did you have a
UK.
few thoughts about Joseph that we could think about?
Well, I had a couple of thoughts. Well, first of all, I thought, I wonder whether he got annoyed. He'd been forgotten again. And I just wondered, I know our lockdown's not as bad as Joseph's, but sometimes it can be pretty annoying. Have you got fed up or annoyed with anyone? Or have you annoyed anyone yourself in your family? How are you getting
dear.
on?
dear.
Because we know, because it kept on saying in the Bible that God was with Joseph. And we know he didn't get all bitter and twisted and nasty and
No, he didn't, did he?
so
No.
there must have. I think he forgave. He probably had to forgive his brothers,
Yeah. Potiphar's wife,
Potiphar,
and Potiphar,
and
for getting it wrong.
and then also the cupbearer for not remembering him.
Oh yeah, 2 years not remembering. Yeah, crumbs.
So and the other thing I thought, but he had something to hold on to. He had that dream right at the beginning.
Oh, the sheaves bowing down
So
to
he
him, the
knew
sun, the moon.
something. He knew
Yep.
something was going to happen, and that he was really important.
Yep.
And that something to hold on to, really. So, but sometimes it doesn't always happen quickly. So sometimes you have to be
Things-
patient. And I was just thinking, what?
Sometimes it's all the time. If it's 2 years, crumbs.
So have you learnt any new skills or learnt to be
Well,
patient?
being in lockdown, yeah.
In lockdown. Well, I know someone has, because I know that Axel has learnt how to give himself a special injection for his diabetes.
Oh, well done.
That is so cool. That was really, really good. So well done, Axel, for doing that.
Very
But
good.
are there any things you might have picked up a new hobby, or like me, done some land art? Alistair,
Oh, like to see the land art.
can
Okay.
you show them what we did?
Yep. There you go.
There we are. I did a background first, didn't I? And that's just made out of
Oh, hang on.
bark.
Why is Dorothy in the background mucking about?
Oh, Dorothy, go away. But that is just bark made out of, and then a couple of twigs and a bit of bark turned round the other way. Just found the bark lying on the ground by a tree that had been cut down.
Oh, I know why Dorothy was in the background. She's trying to get on, isn't she? Dear Ed. Look, she's trying again. Well, we have got a new theme. Well, it's the same theme tune for Dorothy.
Can we just say there is
What?
a new skill here? I'm not quite sure whether this is a good skill or not, but
Oh,
Jacob
sorry.
is trying to learn how to burp the alphabet.
I don't wish to know that he wants to burp the alphabet. Oh, dear. I don't know. Really don't know.
Yeah, so maybe there's
So-
another skill you can be learning, Jacob, as well as that. I'm sure that's very cool. But
Yes, indeed. So, are we going to do where's
Where's Dorothy? Where's Dorothy?
Hello, 1, 2. She pulled the microphone out.
Oh.
She came in, she pulled the microphone out.
Dorothy.
Oh, silly lady. Never mind.
Right, and do you know that Dorothy was supposed to come for a walk with us the other day? We got to the walk and it did start raining, but we were in the woods, which is when I made the land art. We found out later, because it had started raining, she decided not to come.
I don't know.
You don't do that, do you? If you go shop, do you go out?
I think next time she comes in, she's got to be careful not to tread on any wires. I don't know. Yes, I know the sound's back, Daniel. Yeah, we can see it here. What was she doing? I don't know. Well, there she was. She was in the studio, so no guesses as to where Dorothy was. She was here.
But we're going to do it next week, are we?
Yes, we'll do it next week again. And thank you, Chloe again, and Jacob for putting their voices on the Where's Dorothy soundtrack. That's really great of you. That's brilliant. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Yeah, we've got to go. What?
I've got my song.
You got your song? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only
Go on then.
4:50.
Up you get then. Up you get. Sue's got a song to end with.
Well, I thought because we were doing about forgiveness and just thinking about
Yeah.
actually if you're living close together and you're annoying each other sometimes, because that's what happens, isn't it? You actually have to forgive, say sorry. And I mean, in our story in Joseph, nobody said sorry, but he still forgave it. And I think it's because it's kept saying God was with him. God. So if you get really annoyed, have a chat with God, maybe, and ask him to help you forgive whoever it is. If it's somebody you have to live with. And they've annoyed you. And they haven't done the washing up when they said they were going to do the washing up. Or whatever it is. So we're going to do a song. I have done it before, and it's called Be Kind and Compassionate to One Another. And I might need you every now and then just to be there.
My hands will come in.
So it's a sign language song again, or it's got some actions. So forgiveness is that.
Right, come on. Up
All
you
right,
get. Up you get and do it.
I should go and press the thing. You can say hello to everybody. Get everybody standing up, Alistair.
Right, everybody. Okay, please, up off your chairs.
You got to join your hands with somebody.
And here comes Sue.
Join hands with
To me then. There you go.
Forgive each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Forgive each other. Forgive each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Look in the Bible in the New Testament, Ephesians 4 verse 32. Look in the Bible in the New Testament to find out what to do. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Forgive each other. Forgive each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Forgive each other. Forgive each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Look in the Bible in the New Testament, Ephesians 4 verse 32. Look in the Bible in the New Testament to find out what to do. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Forgive each other. Forgive each other just as in Christ God forgave you.
One more time.
Be kind and compassionate to one another. Be kind and compassionate to one another. Forgive each other. Forgive each other just as in Christ God forgave you.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Right, Sue got her song in. You know she loves her songs. So, well, that's it, sadly, until next time.
Well, you're going to do a prayer at the end.
We'll do a prayer at the end,
Do a
yeah.
prayer at the end.
That's right.
But if you've got any songs, or maybe you doing the Toast Club, even film it on a thing. Send it to. You can WhatsApp it to me if you've got my
You
WhatsApp.
can send us anything,
Or Alistair.
anytime. Yes, and we'll have a
that
little
number.
look at it.
And then if it's okay for us to put it up, say share if it's okay to share it. Otherwise, we'll just watch it and feedback to you and say well done.
Okay, shall we pray?
Yes.
Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for the Toast Club. Please bless us as we think about Joseph, and please bless us as we're still in lockdown with our parents. Sorry, Sue?
And forgiveness.
And give us forgiveness in our hearts for those around us when they really annoy us. But please bless us all, Lord, we ask, in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, folks, we'll see you next time. And thank you for being with us. And have a safe week.